just because mabarkada ako and I was one of the youngest, so madali akong bitbitin. So pag sinabi ng economic team, sama ako, then I'll contact the foreign minister or the Minister of Labor there. So pag sinabi ko naman sa Secretary of Labor, pupunta ako dito, sama din siya. So may dating kasi pag 2 or 3 secretaries ang magkasama na visit, di ba? Kasi nga, how do I put it? Diplomacy is also, assuring the kabilang side na you're important to us. So one secretary visiting is important, but can you imagine if 2 or 3? So I was wondering na kung yung synergy nyo with DFA and DOLE is quite good or needs improvement or... So DFA muna, kamusta with...
Every month, Mr. President, nagkakaroon po ng meeting yung secretary level at saka yung USEC level every month.
But have you had bilaterals together? Or
yes, actually.
Multilaterals invited din ng...
Yes, including po recently po sa UNGA, sa mga dialogues po at saka...
I won't go, Mr. Chairman, into all the specifics, but I'll just give 2 examples. No? Ang Russia, when we had better relationship with them, I hope we still have a good relationship, but given the war in Ukraine and yung hindi na tinuloy ng military yung ating purchase sa kanila, we have, can you correct me, 70,000? Ilan ang workers natin sa Moscow? It grew during the past administration, parang from 20 to 40 ba, or 35 to 70,000? Basta around 50,000, more or less, no? Less.
A little less than that, Mr.
So
Chair.
my point, Mr. Chair, is that the Russian Federation gives special consideration to workers of countries that used to be part of the USSR. And I asked if it's possible to extend some of that to Filipino workers in 2017 or 2018. Then I left the foreign ministry. Hindi ko na na-follow up. But ang sagot sa akin ni Secretary Lavrov noon was that I do not see why we cannot. I just don't know kung na-follow up yun, especially si Ambassador King, hindi na ambassador doon. Secondly, before I left, kinausap ko rin si Secretary Minister Vivian Balakrishnan ng Hong Kong, ng Singapore, very senior minister in Singapore, because ang reklamo ng Singaporean, ng mga empleyado ng Singapore, by the way, no, the Singaporean employers really took very, very good care of our employees during the pandemic. Yung iba sa kanila, swineldohan pa kahit sarado yung mga kumpanya. I think USEC Test has a list of those who really helped during that time. But the point is, pag natanggal ka sa trabaho, expired na, you're only given 2 weeks ba? 2 weeks to leave Singapore. I actually asked the foreign minister, can you make that a month or 2? And pwede ba na kung makakuha sila ng trabaho doon, hindi na sila kailangang umuwi? Kasi the reality daw is that if 2 weeks uwi ka na, it'll take at least 6 months to a year bago ka makabalik, na disrupt na lahat, pati sweldo mo, pamilya, etc. Hindi rin, kahit na sabihin mo magaganda trabaho nung nasa Singapore, nasa sales, nasa mga ospital and engineers, architects, di ba? Hindi biro to go through the whole process, no? So, it's important, I think, that whether on your level or you with the foreign minister or you with the labor minister, to take a look at that, no? And to make sure that small things like that gumagalaw at pwede, no? So, Mr. Chairman, I have a couple of concerns, but I think I can simply give it to you or to write to you. The last concern I want to bring up is that I remember there's a Filipino professor in Hong Kong University, and meron silang programa for OFWs. So, can you use the Action Fund if universities abroad, let's say whether it's Australia, New Zealand, UAE, if they open up to upgrading or upscaling skills or learnings ng Pilipino, can you use that?
Actually, Mr. President, yung Action Fund po kasi is more for welfare, legal. But they will look into it kung po pwede. Probably with your proposal.
May I propose we think of a, maybe kung hindi amendment sa law, kahit na special provision. And kahit limited, testingin lang natin, maybe 10 countries. Kasi part ng welfare nila yung mas mataas sweldo nila. Part of welfare nila na pagbalik nila. Kasi most OFWs, let's say Hong Kong, no? Pag tinanong mo, sino nandito 5 years? Tataas ang kamay. 10 years, 15 years, 25, 30 years. Oh, next question. Sino sa inyo dito, nung pumunta kayo dito, sabi niyo 5 years lang ako, uwi na ako. Lahat sila. Pero they end up spending their whole life there because not only their children, their grandchildren, na aasa, and then usually kung ano trabaho nila at the start, konti lang talaga yung mobility. But can you imagine if they don't have to come home to study? And you know, many of the countries na malakas ang human rights at malakas yung kanilang advocacy sa welfare can open this up. But again, saan kukuha ng pera? So, and I'm talking about agreements that can be either government to government or DMW to that specific university. So if this university says, oh, we'll have this class after work, but it's going to cost $20,000 for 20 people. Diretso nila. Hindi ang hawak ng pera yung OFW. May encourage lang as Mr. Chair and the DMW to go beyond. Kasi if we don't do that this year, 2027 na ulit yung mga proposal. Diba?
I agree, Mr. President. Kung papayagan po sila, the Secretary is saying, and the OWA is saying na they agree. I mean, kung papayagan po sila, with the help of the good senator from Taguig, they will look into this and very willing po to comply, subject to laws.
Last topic, just 2 or 3 questions, the kafala system. Has the DMW or has the Philippines, whether through the Foreign Ministry or Office ES or them, thanked Saudi Arabia for their abolishing of the kafala system?
Last September, Mr. President, there's a joint statement between the Philippines and Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So, President, the Philippines took the lead in fighting what some would term a modern-day slavery. Unwittingly, no? I mean, I don't think yun yung intention ng mga countries na may kafala system. But because of, for example, sa Kuwait, no, we found out that that's why they treat the kasambahay workers as their property kasi hindi yung nagre-reflect na gastos dito ay hindi. It was thousands of US dollars. That's why if they run away, they have to pay the same. So ang feeling nila, kailangan nila isulit. So wala silang problema sa sweldo. Yung sweldo, kita nila sulit yung trabaho ng Pilipino doon. But yung one-time payment, and then, nakatali to sa kafala system. So, yung empleyado, hindi makalipat kasi you need a sponsor. Namatay na po yung oldest serving prime minister in the world, yung prime minister ng Bahrain, who was the uncle of the king. He spearheaded them in their region. I don't know now the sensitivities kung sino mga magkakampi, but at that time kasi parang Bahrain, UAE, and Saudi had better alliance than Qatar. May konti silang mga diferensya nun. But the point I have to make is that since we spearheaded that, we spent good, you know, we scraped some money, Mr. Chairman, para pati sa mga UN at yung ibang mga activities to sponsor some, tapos sinagot na ng Bahrain. But ang point ko is that it's a big thing. It's a major step forward. But PR, text message, an official message from the Philippine government, maybe the Senate should send these countries that lifted it up a resolution thanking them. I think this will go a long way. Kasi it's a big step, pero that doesn't mean that the culture, the economics, the politics will change there, di ba? So it's just like when the Crown Prince allowed women to drive in Saudi. Some criticized na it's too late, but they also got a lot of recognition. And the last 2 days, di ba, the hype about the meeting of His Excellency and the King and the President of the US, na pag-uusapan to, you know, people remember. I remember when a USEC, ASEC minister texts me or calls me or sends me some things and said, you did this right, thank you. So, 2 things. One, I hope we continue being the leader in advocating rights and reforms, reforms and welfare rights ng migrant workers. It's not gonna go, kahit yumaman ng bansa, Mr. President, migration talaga is a fact of life. And but may mga bansa kasi katulad ng Singapore, US, the best and the brightest, you know, di ba? Talagang inaakit nila, whether it's for tax purposes, for their companies, for innovation. But ang kawawa parati yung yung pinakamaliliit. And I think may space ang Pilipino, you know, in being the champion in fighting for that. So that's my last question pala kanina. How much money do you have for actual diplomacy? I know you have money for travel, but do you have...
$13 million pesos.
13 million pesos.
Mr. President.
1-3. Okay. So, Mr. President, I don't want to be insensitive. Maraming nahirapan sa Pilipinas, maraming pera na kailangan. You yourself, Mr. President, as a former DSWD Secretary, saw the need, the kahirapan. But, you know, whether it's McDonald's or Jollibee diplomacy na, you know, people abroad love the what do you call this, the sweet spaghetti ng Pilipino, ng Jollibee. But all of this cost money. The reality is, you know, coffee dates, spending for yung soft diplomacy. DMC can hook up with, for example, artists about the plight of workers, but you have to host some of this. So I don't want to give an amount because, you know, I want to be sensitive given all the other needs of but 7 million Filipinos abroad, 34 billion, ang 13 million mo sa DFA, baka ano lang yun? Isang event or isang campaign?
One event.
Isang plano yun. One event, one chartered flight. So don't be like the Nepo babies that will spend 13 million in one dinner, ganyan. But ang tingin ko naman, Mr. President, hindi, I'll go to my first question, bakit may DMW? Para focused kayo, para kausap niyo yung mga ka-level niyo dun sa abroad. And that won't happen, Mr. President, kung yung pondo nila for diplomacy is 13 million. By the way, you don't even have to go abroad, I mean, you can invite them here. Can you imagine if you bring the ministers of labor to Boracay, Palawan, to the north, to the south, di ba? But you need money for that. And I don't want you begging, whether from donors or from the Malacanang contingency fund. So I leave it to your discretion, Mr. President, but you know, $1 million, which is about 60 million pesos, even for that is small, But wag naman po 13 million, masyado po atang natin tinitipid ang sarili natin, no? I think magkano ang pag-hire natin sa foreign, in every administration, Mr. President, spends a little bit money on advertising sa tourism. Pero ang best advertising natin yung 7 million Filipinos abroad, So nakita nilang, yung may malasakit, magaling magtrabaho, tingin sa iyo, pamilya, lalo yung mga caregivers, di ba? Then they want to visit the Philippines. So if we can spend millions of dollars on sometimes useless, sometimes useful advertising abroad, ano ba naman yung $1 million for diplomacy sa DMC? Thank you for this opportunity, Mr. President. Salamat po.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, bro. We appreciate all the valuable insights and recommendations of our former Secretary of Foreign Affairs, the good gentleman from Taguig. Maraming salamat po. Senator Cayetano.